Automations are great to save time in our day to day business. Trying to automate payroll entry in QuickBooks Online is a great idea to not only save time, but reduce error entry if you get confused with payroll. If you use ADP for payroll, you can only connect one ADP account to one QuickBooks Online account. If you have several companies in your ADP account, maybe because you have different locations or branches, but it's only for one business, and that's why you only have one QuickBooks Online account, you won't be able to connect them all. That means you won't be able to automate this process. However, I'll show you how to create the GL company review report in ADP for all of them for quick and easy manual entry. This report generates the exact journal entry you need to just copy and enter in QuickBooks Online. Okay, so we're going to start the general ledger setup. So we are going to connect QuickBooks Online for the first company that you have. Here, since I am an accountant, I will choose my company and then I will choose the client. I will click next and it's going to ask me if I want to connect the company. So the name is going to show there and I'll just click connect. And you can access the general ledger setup if you go to the search box and just type general ledger home, and it will take you to this place. Now, the next step would be to click continue to be able to connect this company with ADP. This is for the automation process, but I'll show you later that we're not going to leave it like that. This is just to get us for the mapping. Okay, so we are going to connect here and just wait a little bit. Okay, so the connection is successful. So we're going to click next and we're going to review the mapping. Here, it's pretty much the chart of accounts. You can manually enter them. Also, it's important to import your chart of accounts from QuickBooks Online. Here, you can go over all the payroll expenses and select. This will look different depending on the chart of accounts that you have. So all of this that you see here are expenses. They are payroll taxes and also the salary. So whatever you use is what you're going to select in here. Next are the payroll liability accounts, and you will have to look into your own chart of accounts in here. So for example, here I will be editing some of them. So payroll tax liabilities will be in general. For the employer liabilities, there could be 401k if you have retirement, AFLAC, or things like that for insurance, and advances if you have an account special for those, if you loan to your employees from time to time. And it depends on that. If you have your liabilities broken down into state, federal, or Social Security and Medicare, here is where you will make the distinction. For net pay, of course, it's going to be your checking account, whatever it is that you have. And then right here, I'm just making some corrections on some of the accounts that I had. And sometimes you may play around with this, select some accounts, and later on, you decide when you take a look at the journal entry that it's not correct. You can make the changes afterwards. So there are some sections that really don't apply, but you have to fill out an account for every single one of them. So you could just put a like a holding or something like that, a liability account for the ones that you're not really sure or you don't know or you don't use. After you make sure everything looks right, you save and let's click next. Here I actually don't like to make it by employee because it's too many of them, and we're going to select manual. The automatic would be if you wanted to automatic post, but again, we can only do that with one company. So here's the dashboard, and we are going to type, like I said before, general ledger home, so that we can go and set up the reports. Okay, now that it's populating. So we have here the general ledger transactions. If you notice, there's a status where it says not posted. That means that it's not automatically posting into your QuickBooks Online. You can do it manually. Where it says actions, you can send the reports there. But we're not going to do that because we're not doing automatic. We're doing manual posting. So what I'm doing here is just clicking all the pay periods reports so that and this will help us to create the the GL company view report. Now, I'm loading all of them because when I was doing this, I was doing it for the whole year of 2025, starting from January. And as at the time that I was doing this was September 2025. Now, when I'm selecting here, I click download, but it was too many reports or too many pay periods. So ADP didn't take it. So what I'm going to be doing is just select a few and click download so that this process will create the report. Otherwise, if you don't do this, when you go to reports, you will not see it. So you click download at the bottom, and you don't have to save it on your computer. So when the screen comes up to download it, just click cancel. You don't have to save it. This will work. So I load the rest of the pay periods and continue selecting them and clicking download so that I can see this report for all of these pay periods. And like I said, if you don't do this, you won't, if you go to payroll reports, you won't see the GL company view report. So you have to do this process in order to see that report. But it's pretty simple, it's really quick. And like I said, whenever you click download, you don't have to save that file because it will create an Excel file that, I mean, if you want to save it, that's fine, but you don't really have to. Just click download. So if you notice, the status changed to posted. For the ones that I click download, it says posted. It doesn't really mean that it posted to your QuickBooks Online, but it did got reported into the GL company review. So now we go to reports, and this way we will be able to see it. I'm gonna go to, if you don't have it on your list down there, if you notice it doesn't say GL report anywhere, so I will run a single report. And from here, I'm going to go to payroll reports and scroll down, and now I see GL company view. I'll click the star to make it a favorite so that I can see it really quick at the top of my payroll list. And here's the general company view. I'll edit it so that I can select the specific report. If you notice, all of them are there. So I'm just going to go to the oldest one in January. So here's a journal entry. It gives you exactly debits and credits and how you are supposed to record this in QuickBooks Online. Make sure that everything makes sense and just click download to. You will do this process for every company. What you have to do before starting on the next company, you have to disconnect the mapping, the connection with that specific company that you just did, disconnect it from QuickBooks Online. Then you will go to the next company ID that you have in your ADP account, connect again, and do all the process that I just showed you, and do that whole process again. Disconnect and then go to the next one and connect again. And that's how you will be able to get this GL company view report.